Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the 3D printing. So one technology that will completely change the world, that is the 3D printing. Um, in this topic, I'm going to tell you about the introduction to 3D printing, the history of 3D printing, the modeling and the design of 3D printing, the advantage and disadvantage of using 3D printing, and lastly, the future scope of 3D printing. So let's begin. What is 3D printing and how does it work? Well, the 3D printing is a form of additive manufacturing technology where a three-dimensional object is created by laying down a successive parts of material, and also known as the additive manufacturing technology. And the 3D printing is achieved of additive manufacturing process which a successive layer is laid down in different shapes. And let's move on to the history of 3D printing. Technology of 3D printing was first developed by Charles Hall in 1984. The further developed was in 1993, where the Massachusetts Institute of Technology they planted another name for the 3D printing, which is the three-dimensional printing technique. And in 2005, they launched the 3D printing product, which was the 3D printing, which was the first 3D printer in the market. So let's move on to the modeling and the design of 3D printing. Well, 3D printing has three different models. The first model is the selective laser sintering, which use the power of carbon dioxide laser. Next is the stereolithography, which which works by focused on UV. And the last one is the fused deposition modeling, which builds part layer by layer. And the design of 3D printing is like a box. In other words, it is similar to a cube. So let's talk about the advantage and disadvantage of 3D printing. Well, the 3D printing has some advantages. It is customization, which means it can print any design no matter how complex it might be. And one more, it's affordability. For example, it is easy to produce it rather than buying it. So if you want some part or if you're missing some items that isn't sell in the market, so you just need a picture of it and the 3D printing will do all the job. And 3D printing also has some disadvantage. The first disadvantage is it is decrease in manufacturing job, which mean it is more greatly to affect the economy of countries. For example, people will be more likely to lose their job because the 3D printing will do all their job is print the product, and the people won't be able to do the job anymore. And another disadvantage is it is the production of dangerous items. For example, knives, gun, or any other dangerous weapon that people can use 3D printer to print. And most importantly, it makes more easier to bring weapon without any. It is more easier for the terrorist or criminal to bring weapon without any detective. So lastly, let's talk about the future scope of 3D printing. So 3D printing will change the future. What I mean by that is people can use it in complex engine part, for example, like cars, airplane, motorbike, that they lost some part of the engine, the small part, which cannot be replaced. So the 3D printing can print its product to replace it. And it also has some demand in space, and people can use 3D printer to print house, table, chair, or they can even design their own clothes, or they can use it to print any important items that they need, and most importantly, to fulfill the human needs and to make the world a better place. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.